Pickaxe.
Hello, and welcome to the Chance Encounters podcast. We've been operating board game cafes around the UK for about 6 years now. From work dues to hen dues, to from first dates to last dates, we've recommended them all, and we're looking for a fresh challenge. So each week we'll be inviting a guest on who will put our board game knowledge to the test. They'll come armed with an abstract and absurd scenario, and it's up to us to figure out what that scenario situation calls for and recommend a game that will totally topple their tower. I've used that one before, but we'll keep on going.
Tried and tested.
Yeah. Whichever game recommendation our guest loves the most will score a point, and at the end of the series, whoever has the most points will be crowned the Titan of board games.
Oh.
I am one of your hosts, Richard Scarsbrook, and I am a co-founder of Chance Encounters. I've been with them for about 6 years now, and I was also made Times Person of the Year in 2006, so you could say I'm a pretty big deal.
Wow. I can't think of anything that can beat that. That's incredible.
I know.
Let's see, we're bragging now, are we? Right.
Yeah.
So I'm Ben. I work with the Yogscast. I love board games and I'm a massive nerd. And I was the 2018 Star Wars Armada European Champion.
Whoa!
Take that.
Wow.
Times.
I mean, that does, it compares, I'm not going to lie. It's pretty
Times
good.
who?
No, well done. And our guru of the week is Jacob.
Hi there, I'm Jacob. I'm working at the Birmingham Chance at the moment. I wear many hats. I've worked in the kitchen, but my main love is recommending board games. And I am the 2021 Cardiff Sausage or Finger Champion.
Wait,
Wow.
what?
I will leave it there.
No more details can be disclosed. We had NDAs on this.
If you see Taskmaster, it's the sausage or finger game. You touch someone with a sausage or your finger on the back of the neck. They have to say, is it a sausage or a finger?
And you got it.
And I won.
Your
the
neck
event.
sensitivity is beyond the pale.
It's all about temperature.
Yeah, okay.
Are you very familiar with sausages or fingers?
Too familiar with sausages, I would say.
Excellent. And our guest for the week is Duncan.
Hello, it's me, Duncan, from the Yogscast. What have I won? I used to be able to swim quite far. I got a 1,500 meter swimming badge.
Ooh,
That's
That's
actually
a
pretty
brag.
impressive.
Took
Is
a
it
while.
still sewn to your towel?
No,
That's what my mum did with all my swimming badges.
Oh,
really?
Like medals.
Yeah.
it was
my
just
God,
a bit
I
of
like to-
paper. I didn't get like an actual badge.
Oh, what?
You get a badge? Was I robbed?
Wait,
think we got-
did this also look like a certificate that maybe someone had like hand drawn?
It was written in pen. Yeah.
This is becoming more and more suspicious. Did you even swim at the point?
Yeah. It was
just in this
200
canal.
lengths forever.
200? Jesus.
Wow.
That was a long time. So, whilst we are here to discuss our athletic prowess, we're also here to discuss board games, and Duncan has come armed with an abstract and absurd scenario. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, Ben texted me yesterday to say,
I mean, sorry, we've been planning this for a long time.
he said you got to bring a scenario to play a board game in.
Mm.
And the first thing I thought of was a scenario that a board game is set in.
Right.
So I came up with a whole idea for a game, well, not actually a setting, which was about cats. And then I realized after talking to Ravs that it was supposed to be to play a game in.
Bit of a miscommunication. So you've got an amazing board game you've made up.
I've liked it with both things, but
It'll be coming to
abstract
Kickstarter
idea-
pretty soon, I assume.
My abstract idea is you're in a hostage situation, right? So you're like trapped in a building, like at a bank maybe.
Mhm.
You're all hostages while there's like the negotiations are going on. You're sitting around like in a circle. There's a guy with a gun there, like don't move, all that shit. And can I swear? I don't know.
Yeah, you can swear.
As long as the person listening is listening after 9 o'clock, yeah, they absolutely can.
And you want to chill the situation down a bit, calm everyone down, and maybe even play a game with your captives.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So
No cash and guns then. That might be a little
on the nose.
on the nose.
Yeah, you might mix up the rubber guns with the.
The SWAT
Which
team
is
outside
really-
might take the
Yeah.
shot.
Oh no! Oh
We
no!
can see the gunman.
They're all gunmen.
Well, I was thinking that would have been a good suggestion, as you can subtly swap it with the robber's
Oh my
gun,
god.
and you get the upper hand in the situation.
Or it goes really dark, and then the
Mm.
robbers are just passing out those guns, so it makes them look like they are, and therefore like takes off
Oh.
the heat from them.
Part of their escape plan.
Exactly.
I was like, is that the Batman movie where the Joker like tapes guns to all the hostages' hands?
Oh,
Mm.
oh.
Yes.
So they can't
Yeah, there's
snipe
the
them.
part of it's definitely
Yeah.
a movie of some
And
kind.
then
It's definitely
Batman has to take out the SWAT team because they're going to kill the hostages.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yikes.
Just
Okay,
feel like
so
hopefully
cash
Batman's
and-
there.
yeah.
If I'm a
Right,
bank
okay.
customer or like a bank employee,
Mhm.
I'm not risking my life for that money. That money's probably insured and it
Yeah.
just belongs to like investment bankers or something.
Okay, so
Mm.
how many hostages in this particular situation do we feel are inclined to play a board game?
You'd have to like ask around, wouldn't you? See, like,
I know we're in a bit of a sticky situation.
is anyone up for a game?
Got lots of
Who
time
wants
to
to
get-
play?
The gunman's like, kinda.
We are still waiting for that pizza and helicopter to arrive that we asked for.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
We've got one ask, and we can get a board game in, so we're going to use it. Well, what does everybody want? What do we want to play? What's going on?
You ask for Twilight Imperium, and you can actually hide in the box. And then when
Whoa.
exactly.
Oh.
It's quite large.
You could definitely hide $1 million in that box.
It would also distract the gunman for an awfully long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these bits, setting up the game, out the door.
I just feel like all those alliances would just end up waning towards the person who has a bloody gun.
Yeah, you wouldn't really betray the gunman, would you? You wouldn't like
No,
turn your back
no.
on his alliance, or you wouldn't even attack him. You'd
Yeah.
just be like, just don't.
Oh, look, he won again. It only took us an hour. Oh, you must be like some really great Twilight Imperium player. You're so good at board games. Please don't kill me.
So yeah, would this be like a Wednesday morning at the bank, or is this a Saturday when there's a bit busier?
It doesn't have to be a bank either. Could be like a skyscraper.
Ooh,
Oh,
Die Hard
okay,
situation.
yeah,
Like
we're
a
in
Die
Die
Hard
Hard.
situation, exactly.
Mm.
Or
They'd be big. They'd play Euros, right?
You'd expect so.
could be a plane as well, hijacked plane.
Ooh.
So which should we lock down? Which one do you favor most of these hostage situations?
Oh, I love them all.
Yeah.
I think maybe we can pitch whichever one we want to match
All right.
to, right?
Okay, yeah,
Add a
all
little
right.
bit of flexibility in that. Yeah. Okay. That
We
sounds
don't,
good.
don't normally get a lot of flexibility. What will we do with it?
Oh, adding in a curveball. Okay, so an unknown amount of players
Mhm.
that may or may not be in just whoever's interested in
Yeah.
that, in an unknown location,
Yeah.
but we know that there's these hostages that are kind of keen to play games. I imagine they're pretty scared. Do you think they'll
Yeah.
be like taking in information? So like rules in this situation? Would you feel
Oh
competent?
yeah, their brains are gonna be on overdrive.
Mm.
They're gonna take in everything.
Oh right, so you
Oh,
reckon
wow,
they'll be
the adrenaline.
veterans?
Yeah.
Savants,
Yeah.
they're now savants for the game.
Exactly.
One
One each.
Oh,
They've
that's
got
my
it.
perfect
time.
Maybe I should start a hostage situation. The amount of times people don't listen to me explaining the rules.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Right, you're not leaving here, and I have a gun.
So that's the game. Any questions?
Yeah. Can you just explain it again, please? I wasn't really sure what was going on.
Now, before I start to explain, one of you does have a bomb under their chair.
I'd be interested to know if that would allow you to take on more information. You'd be like, "Oh, my life depends on this."
Oh,
Is that-
no.
Yeah.
Well, I remember watching Squid Game, and you know when they're jumping on the glass panels,
Yeah.
Mm.
and they get like halfway along,
Mm.
and I'd just be sitting there thinking, if the guy in front of me dies, I don't remember the pattern I'm meant to be
Yeah.
jumping. Like, I know that my life literally depends on it, and it's
Yeah.
the only thing to concentrate on, but I'm not remembering more than one or two of those panels before I'm just guessing.
No. Okay. So, do we have a rough? Who's your favorite? Have you got pals in this hostage situation?
No, you're all strangers. All strangers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only people that know each other are the gunmen.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll say there's like two of them. And the
Okay.
and they're like they've locked the door, and the rest of the gunmen are out like negotiating. So these are
Right.
the ones that are guarding the hostages.
Okay. And
So-
they're a friendly-ish bunch.
No.
Sorry about that. Now that the bad cops have got I'm Clive.
I mean,
this is my.
They're not psychopaths,
but they've got a name.
they are professional hostage takers.
I just assumed they were trying to put
On a business card.
yeah.
Yeah, here you go. If you ever need a hostage situation, give me a
I'm your
call.
guy.
I just assumed that they just needed to put some bread on the table, and they were just like, we're a very desperate situation. We're not going to harm you. Let's play a good game.
Tapas,
Fine.
yeah.
Bit of
So, wait, are we the hostage takers?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
no.
changes things up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, maybe you've brought the board game to calm down the group.
Mm.
You're like, don't worry, guys. I know you want to see your families and your children, but who wants to play Uno?
when the sniper is looking through, they'll definitely be like, oh no, they're all playing. Like at least some of them are playing board games. It must be the people who are standing up,
Just looking
that
down,
are.
looking down at the scope, judging our moves as well.
Exactly.
Oh, you played the Skipperton then?
Oh,
That's a
oh.
terrible
New.
play.
What's going on with us? I really wouldn't do that.
I want to shoot this guy.
If my life was counting on it, then I definitely wouldn't have done that move. I'm sorry.
But at the same, on the other side of the coin, if we are actually a hostage, we would want a game where the hostage takers see around and go, actually, we want in on this.
Yeah.
Okay. With the aim to distract or just to...
Still
We're all having a great
I think
time.
just kill time, really. Like, but
Okay.
make sure that everyone is, kind of calm everyone down a bit.
Yeah.
Righty.
I mean, if you could have a game that, just demonstrates the humanity of what's going on, that would be pretty neat because then they'd be like, oh, I feel worse for killing you. Or maybe they wouldn't want to kill you at all.
Yeah, I don't want a game of like social deduction where they feel like I've betrayed them.
Exactly.
You know,
It's just going to add fuel to the fire. That's
well,
the
yeah,
word.
because if they get to the point in the negotiations where they have to prove that they're serious, take out one of the hostages,
Yeah.
who are they going for? That dickhead who
Cylon.
the Cylon. Exactly.
No, excellent. Okay, so we've currently got this hostage situation. Is there food going on? Like, how long do we think this hostage situation is going to go for?
Probably a few hours. They have got food. I'd say they probably one of the first things they asked for from the cops outside was pizzas.
Yep.
So you got some pizzas.
Oh, nice.
Maybe your feet are tied, but your arms are not.
Okay.
Okay, yep.
That's an interesting. I probably would have expected it the other way around.
Well, I don't want you to run away,
Yeah, you can
but they
untie
also want you to
yourself.
play a board game.
That's true.
Also, they don't want to have to help you go to the toilet, right?
True.
You've got to hop
Actually
there.
You're gonna kind of have to like do the worm over to the toilet.
Oh no, I've seen the men's room at a bank.
Oh no!
I do not want.
Wait, why are they messy in the bank?
It's always messy.
Bankers are freaks.
Yeah, I was more thinking tears from rejected mortgages.
Oh no, there's no tears. They love that.
Okay.
No, you get licked
I
up
was more-
straight away.
Sustenance.
This is why I come to work.
Yes, there it is.
I got to use the big staff. The no, it's the power it gives me.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So these hostages, are they just made of not hostages? The people that are robbing the bank, and now are they made up of people that have had their mortgages rejected as well? This is how they're going to try and get the money for
wow.
the down payment.
So
In this
Damn it.
economy,
I just wanted to open a small business.
I need
was
this
gonna-
to
Came
open
in for a small business loan of £5,000. They said no, damn it.
I want to open my Etsy store.
0.1% interest.
How dare!
Who's robbing who here?
I don't understand the difference between a variable rate and a fixed interest rate. I was just going to say yes. Okay, so we've got a little bit of knowledge of like who they're going to be. There's no friends, so you don't worry about screwing over other hostages. If you could put them in a situation where you're looking better, but other hostages not so much, that's something you're happy with.
Yeah, if you're happy with, killing someone else.
I mean, in this life or death situation, do you think that would be a situation? Like, would you have to be like, I've got to prioritize someone, or would you sacrifice yourself for the greater good?
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
So we're okay with like screwing someone over.
I wouldn't purposely push someone under the bus, but
If that was their, if
Also
that was their
not
board
jumping
game,
in front of the
I
bus.
wouldn't stop the bus.
Hold on a sec. Just to point out, someone's been cheating. You thought you were doing really, really well. No.
He's stealing from the bank. You wouldn't play Monopoly, would you? That would be.
No.
Oh my god, no! That would be one of the worst games.
You wanted money? Here, take all of it. It's going to be good somewhere.
You could probably play with real money though in a bank, which would be kind of fun.
that
Yeah,
would be
that would be
fun.
good. Or the game of life, because, with the threat of guns,
Mm.
you can't celebrate life right there.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I feel like if you're playing with real money and Monopoly, would that mean that you take more consideration of what you're doing? You're like, this is £500. That's quite a lot. Do I really want to buy Old Kent?
Or what if they said after the game you get to keep whatever money you have at the end of the game?
Ooh.
Maybe it becomes just a massive like gamble, right? So you're just
Yeah.
going to play Monopoly, but you've all pitched in. So that's your like ante or something. And then whoever after a set time limit, whoever has the most, then they take it.
That would make that game a lot more exciting.
I'm not sure if the
Yeah.
police would let the hostage leave with that much money. Though.
Imagine the situation.
Because the hostage,
Imagine the situation.
hostage takers have said they could.
Yeah, the guy who stole the money said I could keep it.
Imagine
That's a verbal contract.
I'm pretty sure that means it is mine now. So
I didn't steal it.
Just steal it.
I'll
It's
give
given
you-
to me by someone that did steal it.
Imagine the police sort out the situation, but go, no, we've got to carry on playing until at least one player's bankrupt. Yeah, just wait.
Yeah.
Please, don't sort it out yet.
I've nearly made
end.
back my investment.
Nearly back. It's got hotels everywhere.
Oh no. The house part strategy didn't pay off. Oh god. So in terms of board games that you've maybe played, if you're going to be recommending these, is there anything that you're like, hostage situation, no thanks, I don't want to be playing that board game, like even if my life depended on it?
I mean, Monopoly, yeah.
Okay, right, you've instantly cast
Yes.
out, even with the variant.
Yeah, even with the variant, it's still a terrible game. Isn't it? Jesus.
I mean, there's probably better ways of just like rolling and then someone wins, presumably at that point. You're just like, let's just roll on the die. And then we didn't spend 3 hours doing it.
Yeah, that's true. You could just play a simple game of highest dice roll.
Exactly.
High stakes Yahtzee.
Classic and timeless.
Poker maybe wouldn't be a good idea.
Okay.
A bit too much like emotions in that. So frustrating.
Yeah.
Anything that's frustrating you didn't really want to have
Right.
when there's guns involved.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you said, like the bringing everyone down to a calmer level.
Mm.
We're in for the long haul here. Let's.
So how
Yeah.
does like cooperative games where you're all playing together and like factor into this situation? Because here we've got, if you're playing and you're cooperating with this hostage taker, is that going to help your situation, or is that going to just going to frustrate them more?
I guess it's kind of team building within a group of strangers, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing a co-op game with people you've never met before,
Yeah.
it's quite an interesting way to, meet them and like work out who's like going to help you and who's not. So maybe a co-op game would be good.
Could work. Although, I don't know about anyone else, but I sometimes do get frustrated in co-op games when I'm just like, you're making a terrible move.
And I'm not going to say anything because you've got the gun.
Yeah, and most of them end up with basically just one person playing everyone's moves for them. Like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
Some
the
of them go,
most
yeah.
ideal move you could make. Why would you not do that? You've got to do this, and then you do that, and then I will do this, and then we will win. And everyone's like, oh,
You solved
is
the
the-
I'm not really
game.
playing anymore, am I?
which can be the inherent problem of co-op games.
Yeah.
There are
Can be.
a few games actually out there where it's interesting when you have designers who make the game. They spend hours and hours playtesting it, and I think they say within like the first week of a board game or a video game getting released, that it's had more hours being played than you could possibly playtest. So there are a bunch of situations where it's worse with board games now, because with video games at least you get that opportunity to either do an early access, or if there's a bug you can just release a fix
patch it.
now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas with board games, like there are a few known games out there which, as soon as someone's like mathematically solved the best way of doing something, then you're like, well, this game is
Not fun. No.
not fun. Someone's done it, and like, so there are a few situations out there. Not that this situation is going to be that issue, but
It's gonna be a long siege for the group to work out the solution.
can we min-max this game out of it? Yeah.
That's a good point, though. It's tough, but yeah, certain games do it well. They designed some kind of mechanic that prevents one player from having all the information.
Yeah, I think games where you have like it's a co-op game, but each have like a hidden objective that makes it so you might do unexpected things to the other players is quite a good idea.
Yeah, like Nemesis is quite good for that. Have you played Nemesis?
I have seen people play.
It's like, I mean, imagine the film Alien.
Right.
You're a ship that's broken down, and each person is a different crew member, and you have to go around. You have to fix the engines, fix the ship, and go back into hyperspace to win the game. And it's a co-op game. But there's an alien somewhere on board, and if you make a lot of noise, the alien jumps out and attacks you. And each player also has their own secret objective.
Right.
So one player might be like the guy in Alien 2 who wants to take the egg back with him. He needs to go find the egg and put it in a pod and take it home. Someone else might need to send a radio message before they go back to hyperspace to talk to someone. You've all got these side quests. So even though, yeah, sure, one player might be like, no, you need to go fix the engines because you're nearest. That player's just like, well, I'm not doing that.
I've got to go to the radio room.
I've got to go to the radio room. So you figure it out. I don't know.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that a lot. And also you have 10 action cards, 5 in your hand at a time. And so you don't know which actions every player is capable of. You can't tell people what to do because they might not have an attack card this turn, or they might not have the search for loot card because they already used it last turn, or whatever. So you basically, because you just don't know what their mission is and what actions are available to them, you don't get a lot
So
of
you can't
quarterbacking.
micromanage their turns. I like that.
Exactly.
That's
That's
a
really good.
good way of doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the worst one that probably everyone's heard of is in terms of like Pandemic, where because there's a lot of information that is kind of on display, that one does suffer a little bit of like it's termed quarterbacking, where people, one's telling you exactly how to do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work so well for experienced players because they're going to be telling all the beginners, like, it's quite good at the beginning when you're like, oh, how does this work? Like, not everyone's got a full grasp of the rules. But yeah, as soon as someone's more educated than that. But Nemesis sounds like a game that I actually really want to play now. I want to see what
It'd
that's
be right
about.
up your street.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a lot of fun. I wish it was a little shorter. It can take up to 3 hours.
Okay.
Depending on how big your group is and how fast they play. You could get it done in under 2, but
Right.
It's a big boy.
it's a big game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a very definite reaction when it was a 3-hour game. Is there a limit to your focus?
When I hear 3 hours, for me that means like 5.
Yeah, okay.
That's fair. Quite often people super downplay how long games take.
Yeah.
Because you're always like you take your turns a bit slower. You might get dinner in the middle. You have some drinks. Like it turns into a long thing. And also the fact that it's 3 hours means it's probably quite a big game to set up.
Yeah.
Which is always the worst part.
Would this be a game then that you want to play maybe multiple ones? Because, if you've been rescued partway through, you'd be feeling bitter if you're like, I just needed 20 more minutes and then I could have won this board game. Would you rather play multiple
that's a good place
ones?
to be in, though. If you're in a place where you don't want to leave your hostage situation,
Yeah.
that's probably quite a good place to be in.
That's a great recommendation.
Okay. So length is perhaps not an issue. Maybe you do favor the slightly longer ones. Okay, cool.
Are there certain things in games that you love or you hate, like settings, themes, mechanics? What are your board game turn-on, turn-offs?
I kind of not really like nothing I hate, to be honest. Like any situation can be fun if the gameplay is good.
Any situation can be fun. We're in a hostage. This is great. What are you on about? It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could play like the game I accidentally invented yesterday was about house cats fighting over territory in the gardens. And just any stupid like little thing could be a board game, like building a brick wall. That could be a fun board game if the game is good. Like it's like I like that kind of stuff. So there's nothing I hate like that. Gameplay wise, I don't know. What's bad? I don't really play bad games if I can help it.
I guess at this point, there's probably someone who's introducing the board game to you, and they're just not going to recommend a board game that they just be like, this is actually really crap, but I thought we should play it. Like, that just doesn't really happen. It's normally like I really enjoyed this board game. You should play it. Do you have that person that is recommending these kind of games to you that you like?
Lewis shows me a lot of games,
Mhm.
and I generally like the ones he likes. We kind of like weird nerdy games, quite a lot. Like we've been playing these like Fleet. We play Fleet.
Okay.
It's a dice game where you get this big pad of paper and you just mark off boxes, and that's it. You just roll dice and mark off boxes, and you just choose where you put them.
Right.
Oh, it's a roll and write.
Yeah, it's great. I loved it. And there's a guy. I can't remember what it's called. Three Sisters. That's what it's called.
Oh yes, like a garden
In a
gardening
garden.
game. Right?
Yeah, and you've got to like plant crops, and it's just great. So like, I just love having something to write on.
It is
Right.
satisfying ticking off your boxes and looking at it like, oh, if I tick this box off, I get 3 of these.
I
And
also
if
love
tick
how
this
Scratch that brain
ambitious.
itch,
I love how
absolutely.
ambitious the game makers are when they give you a pad of like 500 sheets of paper.
yeah.
I am not playing this game 500 times. I don't think I've ever played any board game that much. Like
I did
maximum
get through
10, maybe.
the one game I finished a pad on
Right.
was Seven Wonders Duel.
Yeah.
We like
Fantastic,
we had
yeah.
to get the expansion because it came with another pad. Then we could like actually keep playing it. But
I thought for sure you were going to say Dream Throne there.
Oh.
That one was just going to that had Ben all over it. Just marking off all of the ones that you were given a ring, calling all those boys.
Well, I had to. I mean, how else are you going to get good at speedrunning something unless you play it a lot?
Exactly.
Just had to get Corey.
That's true.
Have you finished a pad in any game?
Personally, no, but from a board game cafe perspective, it's actually really useful because we do get through those pads. Like we look at them, and we're like, that's just not going to be enough. That's like, I don't know, 20 plays, and we'd expect them to get more so.
That's a laminator job.
It is.
Absolutely.
But even lamination isn't like the perfect solution because sometimes they hasn't been wiped off fast enough, or you haven't got the solution that just makes it so it's like proper and clean. So you have to be a bit. And it's also nicer writing on a piece of paper than
It is,
writing
yeah.
onto
Yeah.
plastic or something.
Crosses are so satisfying.
Yes.
Filling in
Something about the
boxes.
permanence of it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if you get to play a stamp. Bam! How good does that feel?
Oh, like a bingo.
Oh,
pen.
not enough games have
Yeah.
stamps.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
enough
like
games.
the perfectly
True.
like circular pens that you just put in, like them, the bingo pens.
I think there was like Color Brain from I think Big Potato have done a bunch of them, and on that has a really colourful pen on, right?
Yes, it's got like a 4-tone pencil that's in it, so the lead is
Oh,
made of 4
yeah.
different colours.
Ooh.
So you can just go wild whilst you're ticking those off. That's
God,
pretty cool.
that game made me realize how little I remember about anything.
Yeah.
It's like, what color is Lisa Simpson's dress? I'm like, what? Oh,
She's
red?
yellow.
Is it red?
Yeah.
Or is it blue? Like, I'm
Okay,
like,
got the tip.
I must have
but-
seen this character thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
times. And it like isn't instant,
Color Brain also has one of my favorite questions. So if you don't know about Color Brain, all the questions are about the answers are colors. And you have a hand of colors and you play those colors as the answer. And one of the questions is, what is the color of the front door of the building you came in? No cheating.
That's great.
Yeah.
Never got that one.
Is
Really
it like on the other side, which normally has the answer?
Yeah. Get someone to check.
Yeah.
I think is what it says, yes.
Oh man.
Wow.
No, it is definitely, as you said, like as soon as you pick up any of those cards, you're just like, I questioned my entire life
Yeah.
led up to this point.
It's like that classic like lawyer move, isn't it? When they're questioning a witness and they say, "Are you sure you would remember that? Like that the car was green and it must be his car driving away from the scene." And they're like, "Oh yes, I'm very good at remembering things." And they're like, "Okay, what color is my tie?" If they cover up their tie. And most people are just like, "Oh,
No.
I have no idea."
I
Exactly.
wasn't wearing one.
It was all bow tie all along.
It's just a magician. He just keeps changing it.
Just casting doubt on all the people on the sidelines, the jury.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm getting some ideas. There's some formulation
I have
happening.
no idea. I'm gonna have to have a real think.
Yeah. I stumped you.
You've stumped me good and proper. Most of my games are like quite like competitive or like frustrating or like ill-suited to calming people down. I don't have very many calming games.
Yeah. Okay. So unknown number player, just of whoever's putting up their hands, being like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'd like to play. We've got this again, unknown situation, unknown location, but we've been talking a little bit about our bank, but it's up to us to figure it out.
Choose your hostage location. Yeah.
Largely, it comes down to, I guess, how we want to interact with the baddie, the villain of this story, the person that's kind of like holding up. What? So we're talking calming here. Is there any? What other emotions can we evoke through the medium of board game? Is there something that we could?
If you could create a bond between the hostage and the hostages.
Yeah,
Yes.
we could like accelerate the Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Get it into a two-way street.
Well, yeah. Well, get into a two-way street. So he doesn't want to hurt
With my
the hostages.
2-hour program, these hostages, putty in your hands.
So there are some games that have like a DM or like someone who orchestrates for the rest of the board. You've got stuff like Imperial Assault or Descent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if that one, it might be interesting if you had the like hostage taker as the DM, but maybe if you didn't, if you had them as part of the party, then you could get that camaraderie together where you're like trying to work towards it. And you also don't necessarily have a villain in that story because like the person who's managing or the DM per se would then be like, it's not me, it's the board. Look at the dice. It's what's going on here. But look at this great story you're creating. You've almost done it. I mean, does that build like a cooperative nature for you?
Yeah, that could work. Like, I mean, having the DM as the hostage taker feels a little bit sadistic.
No, you die.
I kill you
Rocks
all.
fall.
They kill you in real life when you die in game.
Oh no.
What did you roll? A 2. Wow.
God. Okay, maybe not then. Maybe there's a wrong way to go.
If the hostage situation is long enough, however, that's probably enough time to get a whole D&D campaign through, though.
Can.
So I do like the idea.
No?
That'd take a long time. We've been playing one for 3 years.
But do you like the people you're playing it with?
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
And would it be accelerated if one of the people playing had a gun?
I think it probably would be, but not by much. Our shopping sessions would probably be a bit shorter.
Negligible amount of difference. Fair enough.
It's like I rolled a. That's not what I rolled. I rolled a 20. Did you? Yes. Would you like to argue this? Man, it pretty much just seems like the trump card. Is there any way we can negate the gun in this situation? Like the pain on your life? Like the fear factor? We obviously talked about calming, but if there's a way of like managing a board game in such a fashion that
Yeah, if you can make it less competitive, so that people aren't directly affecting each other. I think that would take some of the tension and yeah, you're right. No one's going to want to,
I guess you could rig the deck a bit, couldn't you? Like if you're playing Terraforming Mars, you just take out all the meteors.
Yeah,
true.
Very good.
It makes it a bit calmer.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, if the hostage taker puts a city down, I'm not building anything near that.
Yeah.
All right. On to the game recommendations then. So we've had a quick think. We have some ideas about what we could maybe suggest for this frightening hostage situation. Would anyone like to go first? Did you want to go first?
I'll go ahead. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
So the main sort of feature I got from your suggestion of the scenario is calming. Multiple people, that sort of thing. And my suggestion is a wonderful game by Big Potato Games called Herd Mentality.
Ah, I played it. Yeah.
Yes. So as you know, you've got basically all you need is the stack of questions in the middle, and everyone will need pen and paper. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So all the questions are an opinion-based one. For example, it could be, what is the best flavor of crisp? What is the best ice cream flavor? Name a famous redhead. All these sorts of things. You're going to write down an answer, but not necessarily the first answer that comes to your head, because you want to be part of the biggest herd. Cows want to be part of everyone. They don't want to be on their own lonesome, as it were. So you may change your answer based on what you think others are going to guess. You all reveal your answers. If you're part of the biggest herd, you get a point. If you weren't part of the biggest herd, you get no points. But if you were the only one to say a single answer, you become the pink cow. There's a little squidgy pink cow that it comes with, and you put that in front of you. You are no longer allowed to score points until someone else becomes the pink cow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you really don't want to be on your own.
No.
Really, exactly.
So
that.
this game will kind of show the gunman and the hostages that they're kind of the same. You know, we think the same way. Look at us.
Exactly.
Like,
I almost suggest it as I'm the hostage taker, giving it out to keep everyone calm almost.
Yeah. Like, look at me. I'm just like you.
Exactly. I've planned this out. I've got a whole day of activities, but we're going to start with this. First 8.
I would be quite excited, actually. If I was in a situation where, like, she doesn't sound so bad anymore.
These guys have thought they're so kind and thoughtful.
At 1 p.m. we have the picnic.
And then
I'm
craft.
okay being a hostage now.
And then the dance off for your life. I mean,
Oh, God.
Then we'll start voting you out one at a time.
voting out.
Whoever has the pink cow will be the first casualty.
Oh,
shit.
Yikes.
So it's first to 8 points. You get a point if you're the biggest herd. You can play it until you're bored, pretty much.
I imagine a lot of people will win at the same time, though, right?
So if that happens, the new total is 9. And you play on.
Wow.
And it keeps going until one individual has the highest total.
And I think with the pink cow, you were saying it's not that you can't score any points, it's you can't win the game if you have the pink cow.
And you can't score points. I believe I might have to go back and read the rules, but I believe you can't score points while you have it.
That would be really, really rubbish.
Yeah. And stressful situation. It's already a calm game. The pink cow is squidgy, that sort of stress ball kind of material.
So even though you're losing, you've got a stress ball.
You've got, oh, thank God. Exactly that.
I want to be the one that's on. Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a really good game.
one.
I played that game. It's a good one.
Absolute wonderful crowd pleaser. If it's a group of 6 or more, it's always been brought forward.
You know what the best thing about that game is? It's got like the furry box.
Exactly. So it's got the sort of the Frisian cow. Is that the sort of the standard
The black and white
cows? Absolutely. It's got the textured box. It's lovely. It's got its own little paddock that you have to create, that you just put the point tokens in. It's wonderfully over-engineered. It could just be a stack of those questions and a pad of paper.
Yeah.
No. Not in Big Potatoes rulebook.
Hell no. They've got to make some quality stuff, and it's actually a favorite that we play amongst the staff. So if we ever have a staff event or whatever else, we
Such
pretty
an
much
easy icebreaker.
pull out. Exactly. And it does pretty much everybody in the room, so it doesn't matter how many people you have. If you have 6 to more, 24, let's say, then yeah, it's fantastic for that. So it's perfect for this situation then.
Yeah, I agree.
Where you're literally like, who wants to play herd mentality?
What's herd mentality?
Come on, line up like cattle. It'll be fine.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oops, I said it wrong.
I rescind my recommendation.
Okay, that's a really good start. Did you want to take
Yeah, my game's sort of same kind of large group party game. It's called Insider, and it's essentially boiling it down to a big game of 20 questions, but one of the people is the insider. Now, not unlike other hidden role games, rather than it being an us versus them, the insider is actually trying to help the group win, and it's their job to make sure the group wins at 20 questions without being spotted. So they look like just a regular person who's asking questions. And like a good strategy for them is to like hang back, wait and see how the group's going with their, is it this, is it that, narrowing down the options. And to throw in a question that will help the group, like narrow it down. If they're going down the barking up the wrong tree,
so
they
slightly lead the direction of the question.
Exactly. Like, let's say, I don't know, it's an animal and everyone's going, does it live in the jungle? Is it got 4 legs? But actually it's a fish. And they're never going to get it at this rate because they're not even considering that fish are animals. Then the insider can be like, oh, does it live in the water? And then the person says yes, and then the questioning goes back on track.
Yes.
The problem is they can't just open with that, because at the end the group has to vote on who they think the insider is, and if they correctly identify the insider loses.
Oh.
So he has to give just enough information to help the group win at 20 questions, but not so much that it's obvious that he knew what it was beforehand.
So you got to win, but not everybody know that you were winning.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Sounds like a pretty cool game.
Yeah, it's cooperative, but with a twist.
Yeah.
And it's, You don't need a board or anything. You can have everyone's hands tied behind their backs.
That's
You
true.
can
You don't
literally
even have to untie their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Just a
Safer for the hostage takers.
yeah.
It's high priority that we have to consider here.
It's good for if you're playing on like a coach or a plane or something like that. You're traveling around. You
Mm.
don't have any pieces. It's like a travel game.
Tiny
like it.
box. If you've Oink Games make these tiny games in tiny boxes, no fluff, no fat. You can take them everywhere.
What's in the box? Just the rules?
It's the rules, a timer. So you get 2 minutes. I believe it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes around that for the game. So as soon as the time runs out, you need to have an answer as a group. A deck of cards that have suggestions on it. So all the cards, I think it's about 5 words they have on. And then on the other side, they have numbers. So if you want to truly randomize it, you can see the 5 words that are available. You can lift up the deck to a card and it'll have a number. You choose that number and the insider can also see that number. So that's how you sort of silently say to
so how does the insider know the word?
Everyone's got there's like player tokens. So one person would be the DM of the game. There's an insider, and the rest would be regular humans.
Right.
And so for the deck,
so you'd have the hostage taker would be the DM.
But you can randomize it each and every round if you wish.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But how the insider knows the word is either if you're choosing the word, everyone closes their eyes, and you say insider, wake up.
Right. Okay.
And you can either indicate the word or just show them the card with the number on it. So number 3, list of the 5 words.
Right.
Number 3.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly as you said. There's not many games where the deceiver is trying to help.
Yeah.
Usually they're trying to
must help
sabotage
the group.
things.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like this
even
flips it.
though you're like hidden and you don't want to get found out, you also want to help the team.
Can you imagine being that person being like, they've been helping us this whole time, but I'm going to pick on them specifically. We're winning, but we want to make sure that one of us loses, so we're picking that insider.
I wonder, if it would depend, on how the round is going. But if the team seems to be doing fine,
well, that's what the
you
timer's for.
you'd be like, if it's like if you're doing fish, you'd be like, is it a zebra? And everyone's like, no, he's not the insider.
Just let the group win on their own without you. Or do you sit in the corner being an idiot?
Yeah. Derp.
Derp. Is it a bread bin?
That sort of thing has been said during games that when I've been showing it, though. People are doing too well in the questioning, and they go, "Wait a minute, we need to slow down." And people say, "Why?" Well, we don't know who the guy is,
Oh.
and we need to find the insider because if you don't, the insider wins alone.
Okay.
You don't win together.
Right,
Only
so
the insider
if the whole team
wins.
gets it right,
Yep.
and then the insider isn't found out.
And
Only the
wins.
insider wins.
Right. Okay. I like that.
Wonderful little twist. It's great.
Right. So it's still not everybody wins.
Right.
It's just the large majority win, or
Yeah,
the insider
or the
wins.
insider,
So
or
basically,
no
if
one.
you're part
No
of the
one
team,
finds the word.
You just act like an idiot until you're someone that's like, for God's sake, we gotta get on track here.
And then you have a moment of inspiration.
Hold on a second. We were talking about things under the sea before. Maybe we should go back to fishes.
Guys, the problem was we were thinking that fishes were an animal. They aren't.
Technically speaking.
Actually.
Good suggestion. I like that.
So for the final suggestion, I would like to recommend Shifty-Eyed Spies.
Oh.
So it's a game where again we're sort of talking multiple people, sort of larger, so almost social deduction in some respects. This game is where you're trying to communicate via shifty winking and your eyes as well, like having a look. So the way that you win the game is you win with somebody else, and you have to have amassed at least 5 points to be able to be considered in the winning situation. And what will happen is you gain those points by taking a card, and you'll have both a location and a person around the table. So you'll be each assigned like a color or a person, and then what will happen is you need to wink at the person that is on your card that's detailing basically what color it is. And then they, once they catch your eye, need to look at a location. And then when it comes around to your turn, because you'll basically be like, oh, do I know anything? I don't know. And you'll basically take it in turns to either say, I don't have anything, I haven't managed to deliver my situation, or you'll be like, aha, I was winked at, or I've winked at someone and I know where it is. And so what you'll do is you'll say, it's going to be this location with this person. And then if that's the case and you got it correct, then you both get a card. You get to tuck it underneath your little like player color map.
Right.
However, in between all of this, you're kind of constantly looking at everybody. You're like, hey, did you just wink at someone? Did you wink at Duncan?
No, I just blinked.
Oh,
I've got something in my eye.
That casual single eye blink. So you were constantly looking at people.
I just had something in this eye,
yeah.
and then I had something in this eye, and then I was coming on to him over there. It's all nothing to do with the game.
Right. Okay.
You're looking out for these like affectionate winks at people, and then if they spot. Now you could, if you see someone wink at another one, then what you can do is you can interrupt and be like, oh, I've seen you two wink. I know that you two are working together. Is that the case? Or you can kind of take it a little bit further and be like, oh, I see that they're gunning for a particular location. And you can try and do that. And you can go for the extra points. You can try and get the 2 points. If you get them both right, you're doing even better. It's great. So I guess it's a little bit of a catch-up mechanic.
Good. I can see two benefits from this game as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first benefit is for the hostage takers, everyone's communicating with these shifty eyes. There's no other communication happening. No one's going to be like, get his gun, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be part of the game.
Right? Yeah.
That's fun.
I love the idea that someone sat there going, get the gun, he's not looking. And the other person's just like,
part of the game.
you're going to deliver over here. I'm on the point.
I meant get the gun.
And the other benefit is that I guess it kind of fosters eye contact between everyone, which kind of gives increases trust between everyone.
I think the first time I wink at the hostage taker, that would be really weird. I'll be like,
Yeah.
hey man, hey pal, how you doing?
I like people with power.
I like that, yeah.
And then they're just going to be like, oh, sorry, you just winked at me. I'm just going to casually look over there to that location. Yeah. No, it's really good. I played it with a bunch of people, and it has never failed to be entertaining at the least. And it's got a very different feeling, different mechanic. So it's normally quite fresh and interesting to people that you bring it to.
So what are they looking at on the table? Like, what do you have to put down on the table?
So these little cardboard structures, I think.
Yeah, sort of 3D, very simple structures.
Right.
That one of them's a cafe. There's a book stand, the station, and a fountain. They're the four locations.
So I guess you have to have them fairly far apart for the...
Fairly far apart. It can be fun putting them closer, so there's a little bit of ambiguity.
Right.
But what we also do is, after a couple of rounds, we swap them. So there's just a little bit of...
Yeah. It's like, oh, what's going on over there?
Absolutely.
And I guess you could also play this with your hands tied.
Yeah, again, points for the
sitting
hostage
in a
taker.
circle.
Less
floor.
variety on people trying to get away.
Yeah. Good.
And on the category of fun boxes, the box for Shifty Spies has one of those 3D...
Yes, it does.
I don't know, the plastic thing where what angle you look at it.
Hologram thing.
Exactly, so the eyes are
lenticular.
looking... Ooh,
that
say that
word?
again.
Lenticular.
Oh, word of the day.
Yeah.
Lenticular. It's good. It's like a name.
There you go.
I'm
I'm lenticular. Mr. Ticular, if you will.
Oh, yes. Just call me Len. Ticular's my father's name.
Mr. Ticular.
My friend also called me Mr. Tickles.
Go ahead, ask why.
No, I don't want to. Okay.
Just put all the money in the bag.
Anyway, I say too much. Get on the ground.
Tie your hands up. And,
Less about
get
me.
ready for a fun time.
Hope you like games.
But seriously, stop screaming.
This is actually a silent game. We don't need that kind of communication. I will gag you.
There's no talking allowed, just eye movement.
Oh, you can gag them in that game. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Until they need to say who it was and where it was. Yeah, you could thrust your bound hands towards it.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, that works. I like it.
And also, you only get 3 intercept tokens to use 2 intercept, so you can't just be
You
willy-nilly.
can't just do it all the time.
No.
That's good.
So if you can't, it's difficult to win just intercepting.
Yeah.
Okay, because you need 5 points, and the most you can get is 6 out of that, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
mostly 6.
Yeah.
Least is 3. Yeah.
So you could win just intercepting other people. You could never communicate, never wink at
Yeah,
somebody
Sit there and
else.
watch.
But it's such a
I'm
good.
gonna be a killjoy this game.
But to win, you need another person who also has 5 points, and then you correctly deliver at a location.
Yes.
So you could still not wink at people, but you'd have to at least gesture towards an area if they have your card.
Mhm.
And on that one, it's just like, it's quite interesting when like 3 people have your card and they're all just winking at you, and you're just like,
Oh, yeah, because
someone's gonna be disappointed.
because
Who do I
multiple,
pick?
multiple people can have your card. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
I'm just like, well, I feel very flattered, but yeah, sorry, we're playing this game. Yeah, gotcha.
Obviously, because you are always getting new cards, you can also swap in cards on your turn if you wish. You can obviously pick up a card of your own color, and the
Right.
instructions say you put it down and you take another.
Yeah.
But I did have the best question from one of our guests at Chance Encounters, which was, "Excuse me, how do I wink at myself?"
Yeah, no, that's right.
Need a mirror.
Yeah.
He's delivering to himself. He's delivering to himself.
Yeah. The casual. No, I was just doing my makeup. I'm sorry.
The classic mirror tell.
Yeah.
Powdering my nose.
Yeah. Well, those are the 3 recommendations. Do you have any other further queries or questions?
They're all great.
Yeah.
I want to play all 3 of them right now.
Nice.
I want to be in a hostage situation. I don't want to leave.
Well,
Where's
funny
the
you should
gunman when
say
you
that.
need him?
It's good having 3 games that we could play a game of each one, and it would barely take half an hour,
That's
if
true.
that.
Yeah. And it wouldn't take that long to learn
No,
the games
not
as
at all.
well. That's quite cool.
Okay.
So,
You must choose.
exactly. If we were to press you, a gun to your
Gun to your-
head, give me an answer. Which one are you wanting?
Thankfully, we have this handy gun right
There's
here.
3 hostage takers who are all like, which one of our games do you want?
Hit mine.
But they all have a Mexican standoff where they're all pointing the gun at you.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to lose. It's just on to
It's
you.
just you.
Yeah. It's a no-win situation.
They're playing cash and guns for the point that you're going. Right. Which one? I love them all. They all have benefits for the situation. I think the one that would kind of create the most harmony in the room would be her mentality. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Oh,
Hey,
good
choice.
doing it for the gurus.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, there we go. So, Jacob, you've been representing CNC very well. A point towards you. Me and Ben.
Man, you got to start hiring like worse gurus, man.
Really do.
Showing us up.
They know their stuff. Who can say?
I can do my job worse.
Maybe.
I can come into work at a 5 out of 10 all day. Don't you worry.
Nice. Well, thank you so much. Duncan, where can people find you?
YouTube, Duncan. That's it. Just called Duncan on YouTube.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, you just search name, it comes up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Try it with your own name.
Unless your name's Duncan. That won't work.
It's taken.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for being on the podcast.
No worries. It was great fun.
Thank you. In terms of where you can find us, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the audio version of this.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you download your podcasts, you can find ours. And you can also leave a 5-star review.
Please. If you think we did some good on the board games, any recommendations? If you've been in a hostage situation, please let me know.
What game did they make you play?
Comment down below if you've been in a terrifying situation.
Yeah,
And
you were just like, what board game would I have been playing at this point? What could I have done? But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.